Well gang, it's a very sunny day today, although very blustery, so I think it's a good idea if we film outside, and this time the theme I want to talk about is vehicles of London. And by the way gang, before we get started, please don't forget to like and subscribe and smack that bell and put a comment in the comment section if you feel the urge to do so. It really helps the channel. Now let's get on with it. Now, Brixted is of course an imaginary city from the time of around 1963, but a lot of the vehicles that I've made are actually iconic vehicles that you'd probably find in the London of that period. For example, if we start with this vehicle here, it's a lovely Morris J postal van, complete with opening doors, as you can see. These doors open and close on hinges, and we've even got a little postman worker there loading some parcels and letters into the back of the van. And at the front we've got Postman Pat with his black and white cat, very smartly dressed postal worker, because in those days postmen wore very smart uniforms. They didn't walk around in shorts and t-shirts like they do nowadays. So I think that's a really nice little reminder of yesteryear at the General Post Office. And next in line we've got this superb and very iconic London taxi. If you've been watching the show recently, you'll probably remember me actually building this from instructions I got from the internet. It's a really nice iconic taxi, and in particular I like the fact that I was able to use this brick here which has the word taxi printed on it, and that's from the early 1970s, so that's a good case of recycling some Lego from yesteryear. But of course you couldn't have made this building back then because you didn't have all the curved bricks and the little fiddly bricks that we've used to build this super vehicle. Now behind this we've got the superb Mini Clubman here from the 1960s, driven of course by Sir Michael Caine on his way to do the Italian job. You're only supposed to blow the doors off. Thank you, Sir Michael, for that endorsement. Perhaps most iconic of all is this superb red London bus from the 1960s, which is entirely my own design. Lego, of course, have brought out an official Lego double-decker, but it's one of those large-scale vehicles that's way too big for minifigs, so I designed one that's about half the size of that. It's still very detailed. It's got the lovely iconic headlamps, the sort of metal engine grille at the front, and if you can see through the windows, it's absolutely full with minifig passengers in there, and there's a uniformed conductor at the back, and it's just a typical London bus. And we've even got a commuter hanging on the back of it trying to catch the bus as it goes past. I'm afraid his briefcase fell off somewhere and I don't seem to have a spare one at the moment, but that will be rectified. But yeah, it's got the iconic Read Lego News Daily sticker on there as a sort of nod to the 1960s and 70s Lego bus, which was a lot smaller of course, but yeah, that looks really good in that stark red livery, which makes it really stand out, really pop, as the Americans say. Now if we move the double-decker bus to one side for a moment, you can see there's the iconic police station at the back here with London Bobby dressed in proper smart uniform with his truncheon and his handcuffs. Notice the tall helmet that British policemen typically wear, even nowadays. And inside the building, in the sort of garage area, we've got a couple of police cars which are more or less complete now. I've based them on the 1950s style police cars with the flashing blue lights and the bell arrangement on the roof. Of course they didn't have sirens until later on in the 60s. This one's nicely done out in dark blue, and I will put a police sticker on the side of the vehicle just to make it look more official. It's got the police sign on the top there, and if we look on the other side, this one's a slightly older model vehicle. Again, we need a police sticker there, and I'm going to put a black piece where the blue light is, but otherwise that looks really good. Obviously need to get a black curved piece where that red piece is at the moment. Probably noticed the really nice iconic sort of 1930s style Art Deco stone decorations there, and the dates that are sort of built into the stonework at the top of the building, which is very typical of the 1930s. So moving around the corner, we've got the hospital with the large Red Cross sign there in 3D, and if we look at the ambulance in the parking bay there, and just like the post office van, the back doors of the ambulance fully open on hinges, and we've even got a stretcher with a slightly distressed looking patient in the back. Now if we flip the block around 180 degrees, you can see these super little townhouses and shops on the other side of the emergency block. They're loosely based on the iconic Ladybird book Shopping with Mother, which you can see here, and this book has a whole range of typical shops that you would find back in the 60s when people wore decent clothes and sort of behaved in a normal kind of way. So looking at the buildings in detail, we've got a baker here with the little men doing the baking, and a nice little sign outside. We've got a sort of social club here. I'm not sure what that building's going to be yet, but we'll think of that in a bit. There's a bicycle shop here with some bikes both outside and inside. I don't know if you can see them through the windows there, and it's even got a bicycle sign over the front door. And then finally we've got this building here. Again, I'm not quite sure what sort of shop this is going to be. We'll have a think about that in due course and get it all fitted out with the little bits and bobs that go inside. On the corner here we've got the iconic telephone box from the 1960s, and that's actually usable by a minifig. As you can see, there's a minifig making a telephone call inside there. Next to that, of course, we've got the old police telephone box, which was famously used by Doctor Who as the TARDIS in the Doctor Who show, and we've even got a Dalek and a couple of robots chasing him there down the street. And then if we go round to the side slightly, there's the superb fire station with wonderful roof decorations here, which were designed by me, and we've even got the sort of fireman's helmet and axe signs on the outside wall. And if we take these beautiful fire engines out, you can see we've managed to fit two firemen side by side, and there's one in the back. I don't know if you can see him. So that's quite difficult to do in a 6-stud vehicle. This one is what's called a turntable ladder, and again there's some very nice details there, what's called greeblies, those little levers and buttons on the side. And again we managed to get two firemen side by side in there, and one at the back as well. If any of you remember the old Trumpton TV show, the firemen were called Hugh, Barney McGrew, Cuthbert, Dibble and Grubb. So that's the 6 main firemen, and of course there are more on the inside of the building. So that just about rounds things off for today. I hope you enjoyed all these lovely London Lego vehicles and buildings. If you've enjoyed the show, please don't forget to like and subscribe and smack that bell. But for now I'll say live long and prosper, and I'll see you all next time.